Hello. So in this video I only show you how to restore a backup image using Clonezilla, and you restore that backup image to the hard drive. And in a previous video I showed you how to create that backup, and I put a link to it in the video description, so I suggest you watch that video first and then come back to this one. So I'm going to do this with my laptop. Right now you just see the BIOS, and I'm going to exit this one, and I have the Clonezilla on a CD, so it's going to boot on the CD here. So let's see, yes. And you need to reset or set the BIOS to boot on CD as first device, or press a boot option key and select the CD or USB stick. So this is the first thing you see, and you can select different options here with the arrow keys. I just select the top one, press enter, and it's going to load a little while here. I'm going to do most things like in real time. Except for when it's actually doing the restore, because that will take like 5 minutes. It's like watching paint dry, so I'm going to pause the video doing that stuff. So yeah, you should have your sort of backup drive connected to the computer. I guess you have like an external USB drive. And yeah, because the image file have to be stored on a separate drive from the drive that you actually create the backup from. I'm going to restore it. So you can't restore the same drive the image is stored on. So yeah, this will take a little while. Don't worry, it still loads stuff. People might think that it's kind of stuck, but it's not. The CD is still actually loading stuff. So this takes about a minute or two. Starting prepare. Now it's doing something at least. Configure keyboard, and you should get this window. Here you can select the type of keyboard you have. I just select the default one here, English, because the other ones didn't really work that well for me, so I have a Swedish keyboard. I'll just press enter here. Keep the default keyboard layout, US keyboard, press enter. And start Clonezilla. You can either, you see the orange thing here, that's the selection you have. And you can use arrow keys to select this. And you can also press enter directly here, or just press the tab key to go to OK. And you see that the selection is now like purple. So that's the selection you have. Okay, so work with disks or partition using images. Yes. Press enter there. Same here with the top one. There's use local device, hard drive, USB drive. So press enter there. And at the bottom of the screen, you see press enter to continue. And now it's checking for drives, and it found 2 of them. The Intel SSD, which is the internal drive on the computer, and then the 500 gig one, which is my external drive. And then it says press Ctrl C to exit this window, so we press Ctrl C, and it will continue to do stuff. Now we need to mount the device so that we can read or save image in home partitioning. You should not mount the partition you want to back up. No, the partition name is device. I'm actually going to select my external drive because that's where the image files are. Exactly as it says. You should not mount the partition you want to back up. No. So how do you know which is which? Well, you see in the middle there it says within the parentheses it says Intel SSD, and that's the internal. And here you can also see the SD2, the second one. It says Windows 10. So, but if it's a clean drive, it will only be one partition. But the bottom one, it says SDB1. And it says it's a 500 gig drive, and it also says backup. So this is where all my backup files or images are stored. So I select that one and press enter. So you basically tells Clonezilla where the backup images are stored. Then I have it in a folder called Clonezilla. And then I save my images, different folders, or the different computers in different folders. So this HP computer is the one that I'm going to restore. So I go into that folder. Then I have two backup versions, two folders here, one for clean installation and one for backup. I'm going to use the backup in this case. Or if I just want to go back to a clean installation of Windows, I can select the clean one. But I'm going to use a backup that I have. And here I got actually two sort of backup folders. And in these folders are the imaging files. And you see there are dates. They are ordered by date. So you can have multiple sort of backup images. And right now I'm just going to select the sort of latest backup that I did. Press enter on that one, and then you press enter again. Okay, maybe you should have done. Yeah, okay, you have to press enter there. You have to tab it out. Okay, so then we're going to use the beginner mode, accept the default options. And over here, you need to, the top one is basically when you're going to create the backup. So it will save the drive to an image file on the external drive. But this time I'm actually going to restore an image to the drive. So restore disk. Okay. So here I can actually choose which one I want to use. Choose the latest one. And here I select the drive that I want to restore to the destination drive, which is the internal one. And I only have one drive here, so just press enter here and it's selected by default. No, skip it, checking the image before restoring. And then I'm going to tell it what to do after Clonezilla is done, after restoring. It should shut down the computer completely. Then at the bottom of the screen, it says press enter to continue. And I just press yes. There are 3 partitions, I think, so you need to press yes for each one. Okay, it's doing it twice only. Also gives you a warning that everything will be overwritten on the drive. And now it's starting to restore your computer from the image file. Different partitions here, so it's doing a restore on each partition on the drive. So this is the main big one. See, it's 23 gigabytes. And you see it's going to take about 5-6 minutes doing this, so I'm actually going to pause the video while it's doing this, and then I get back to you when it's almost done. So catch you later. I should just mention about the remaining time. Restoring or backup the computer depends how large the drive is that you have. So I haven't stored that much on this drive, it's just 23 gigabytes. But if you have like a terabyte drive and you store like 500 gigs on it, of course it's going to take a longer time to restore all of that. So this would take like 5 minutes, but to restore like a 500 gigs of data, that can take like half an hour or an hour. So the time this will take depends on, you know, how much data that you have actually backed up and restored. We're going to restore. So yeah, I just wanted to tell you that. So if you have a lot of data on that drive, like a terabyte, it's going to take an hour or 2. So you just take a lunch or whatever, but as I said, this is just a 23 gigabytes, so it takes just 5-6 minutes. So yeah, this is almost done. But 20 seconds left. And you have to do this restoration or restore thing while Windows can't be running if you're going to do a restore of it. So same thing with the backup. Windows can't be running while you're creating the backup. So that's why you need this sort of a third-party software like this and boot with it. Okay, it's kind of almost done here. I think it will have, okay, it's now done. Oh, one partition left. This is a small one, so it's pretty fast. And now I think it's actually completely done. You don't need to do anything right now. You're going to get some information later on, and I'll just show you. Now it says will power off. It's counting down. And you get this, and it's going to eject my CD like that, and then you just press enter and it will automatically shut down because that was the option I selected. And my computer is now off. So now you can basically deselect or disconnect the external drive or whatever, the CD or whatnot, and then you just start the computer as normal. And so that's how you actually restore an image file to the computer. So yeah, catch you later.